No, it's certainly
Pass.
not. But it's going to be enough as the competition goes away, and he'll be relieved to drag that pot after that ugly turn card.
Yeah, that was an elevator hand. His heart went to the roof of his mouth and back to the bottom of his toes again before settling in its rightful place, and he's raked the chips.
John Nugent on top of our leaderboard, 152,000, followed closely behind by Kevin Atkin. He's got 123. LaSalle Barrow still on top of the starting watermark with 108. Eric Alberg holding on patiently with 73,000. And John Kebab and Dean Johnson bringing up the caboose, 72,000 apiece.
Blinds out there, 2 and 4,000. And, LaSalle Barrow has played the most hands, I think, of anybody at this table. But to be fair, he's gotten a lot of quality starting hands, hasn't he?
He certainly has. And that's how this game goes. It goes in waves. Sometimes you won't see a hand for a long, long time. As we look down at Eric Alberg's cards, he has not seen a hand this whole tournament. And, and then somebody like Barrow is getting every hand possible. So you never, and then it might change the next round. Who knows?
Alberg just grateful there to be able to see a flop with his 7 deuce. But interestingly enough, Lucelle Barrow currently in the lead with the 2 6s. And they're still good, although John Nugent has made a flush draw. And this
16,000 total.
a semi-bluff
16,000.
may just take the money.
Pass.
Nice bet of 16,000. And I think this will probably
Pass.
win the pot for him. Semi-bluff, a very powerful play in No Limit Hold'em.
Yeah, first, of course, when you're betting, it refers to when you're bluffing, but if you've got outs, if you get called, isn't that right?
Right, a semi-bluff meaning that you're not out there on a pure bluff with no hand, no draw. You actually have a big draw, and if you do get called, you have the out of making your hand, and therefore it's a semi-bluff.
I've heard the term, but struggle to use it in context.
You were struggling with spelling Albuquerque earlier, too.
Yes, but
Raise.
the governor of New Mexico is
It's
named Bill.
10,000 total. Pass.
There's been a raise to 10,000
Total, yeah.
by John Cabage, and
Pass.
with ace-6, is he showing a little
Pass.
desperation at the seams?
Call.
Call.
Dean Johnson peeling off a flop here, and Johnson calling any bet before the flop has to send the alarm bells ringing.
Yeah, he's played a very conservative game thus far tonight.
Top pair versus a gut straight
Check.
draw,
Check. Both checked.
and John Cabage has knuckled it. Johnson a free shot at the 10, and he's hit it!
Wow.
Broadway straight.
The straight comes rolling in, and the slow
10,000.
play not working for Cabage. He slow played himself right into the nuts.
Dean Johnson counting,
Well,
fainting, and looking like he's
yeah.
just swallowed his lunch.
He's not slow played himself into the nuts. He slow played himself into the nuts of Dean Johnson.
Call.
Oh, wow, that's great. That's great. Dean Johnson is going to be able to extract maximum value on the river here, KJ.
It is a 9. Absolutely. Now let's see if Dean elects to bet here or continue to slow play with a check and induce a bluff. I think a nice size bet, maybe around 24,000 would be great. Would be just a little bit more than half the pot.
I like the way he's played this. Dean Johnson had flopped a big hand very early on with aces full against Cabage, but he's
15,000.
weighted this one in such a way as to really get paid.
Well, he has, except this overacting here with this tentative bet is got to send alarm bells into Cabage's head as he raises his glasses. He's seen this performance before.
He can't even keep his glasses on. You talk about a frustrated poker player.
Somebody who's struggling.
Some days it's no fun going to the office, is it?
No, it's not. He's seen this performance before, and I think he realizes he doesn't have the best hand, but he slow played it, because, you know, he's finally hit a hand and he wants to get paid off. It's such a difficult and delicate balance, you know, when to bet, when to check, when to call, when to fold. He reluctantly calls.
At the end of the day, I think John Cabbage is just going to be sick and wanted to see what he was going to be sick about, Kenna. And he's probably sick that he didn't bet the flop.
The key is that you have control of your own destiny. A lot of people think it's just the luck, but when you've been playing as long as I have, then you know that obviously luck has a little bit to do with it, but you know, you're in control and you don't have to rely on anyone else. If you make a mistake, you make the mistake, and you have to try and learn from that. If things go wrong, I don't panic, and I know you can always come back, and you know, my game is I'm always very confident in my ability, so you know, I always keep going till the end, really.
Blinds are out. 9,000 in the pot before the cards come out. Folded around to Dean Johnson. And Lascelles Barrow, oh, he has picked up some hands this evening, and he continues.
Certainly has.
Will he
Holy
call?
Cow. Hands coming like a buffet for Lascelles Barrow. Picks up the pocket rockets, the best possible starting hand.
Double the last bet.
Oh, this is a big tester for John Cabbage. This is where I believe he has sung his swan song. How can he get away from a king-queen suited?
He
He raised
cannot,
full
as he puts his chips over the line.
26,000.
And unless he gets
Pass.
extremely lucky, they will be down the well, and he will be out of here.
Well, Lascelles Barrow's going to trip all over himself to call here. Pocket aces, best starting hand in.
14,000 more. Called.
And this is going to be one of the first hands turned over by Lascelles Barrow, which is going to go a long way to building up that image as well in the other players' minds.
John Cabbage chuckling to himself. That's the way his night has gone, and he is now 17% away from taking a long walk to first out. 5 cards to come, but the ace is very strong right now.
Wow, as good a flop as Cabbage could hope for. Queen 10-9, giving him a straight draw, top pair, any queen, any king, any jack, and he survives and doubles up. We go to the turn.
Yeah, he's got about 9 outs, which is pretty much maximum. 3 no help, and 1 card to come. Cabbage swallows twice. He doesn't look like he's expecting it. Here's the river.
Well done. Okay.
2 pair, aces up, hold up, and John Cabbage out in 6th. He never really got going today. Everything he did seemed to be the wrong way around.
Yeah, sometimes you go the wrong way on a one-way street. I was doing that one time back in the good old USA, and the police pulled me over and said, didn't you see the arrows? And I said, sir, I never saw the Indians.
No one to play with? There's always PartyPoker.com.
Welcome back. Well, we've lost our first man, but there's still all to play for. 5 still being dealt in. It's cards and chips in the air. Let's get back to it.
Pass.
Around to Lascelles Barrow. That's a pretty holding in late position. He's decided to limp in with it.
Pass.
Ace-9 suited. And that's going to give Nugent a chance
Raise.
to get a cheap flop. He doesn't want it cheap. He wants to raise. No wonder.
Yeah, he wants to put money in this pot. He's got the pocket pair, pocket tens.
Make it a total of 21,000.
Okay. It's 21,000 total.
Oh, this is a deluge-mobile for Eric Alberg. 2 sevens.
15.
He's got off him. What a fold. Like they were nothing.
Wow.
That's the biggest hand that Eric Alberg has picked up tonight.
And he threw it in the muck, like you said, like it was the
Pass.
plague. I mean, the experience of this